training, although your typical pathways, vocational, apprenticeships or academia on the surface haven't changed that much. The use and adoption of technology across those spaces, I think, has made a massive shift to the way we can educate people, or the way we can get benefit from that technology. I look back to when I did university back in the in the 90s, and email was new then. We had email on green screen computers, and it wasn't used. You didn't submit assignments through a portal, an e-learning portal. You couldn't access lectures or content or resources through any portal. All your notes had to be written down, all your lectures had to be attended face to face, all your assignments had to be printed and put into pigeonholes. And I look at the broader benefit of technology for universities and university students on the academic pathway, and I'm kind of blown away by the technology that's available to them, whether they can record lectures using an iPad, or take photos of different aspects of the learning process with a phone, and you just kind of think, wow, how good would that technology have been if you could access all those resources and access those lectures remotely, and all of those different aspects, which is a very exciting factor. We've seen a similar, because we typically work with hands-on workers. We've seen a big shift in terms of technology as well. So when we first started, iPhones were pretty new. They were out a couple of years. iPads were even newer. It was a time when people really didn't understand how they were going to use iPads, or what they were for. It's just like a giant phone. So at that time, people were still using unsmart phones. And it was pretty typical that people in our end users would not be comfortable with technology. They wouldn't have a computer at home. They wouldn't have a desktop or laptop at home. They wouldn't be using a smartphone. They wouldn't be using apps. Now, fast forward to where we are now, and our typical end user will have a smartphone in their pocket. They'll use that smartphone for internet banking, for sharing photos with their family, picking up a date for the weekend, whatever it might be. They're using that interface, and we don't think of it as a computer. We think of it as, we still call it a phone, but it is a computer. It's a handheld, hand kind of based, touch based interface computer. And that's given us a massive opportunity to mobilize, and a massive opportunity to engage with a part of the workforce that previously was very difficult to engage with technology. And just that transition itself over the last 10 years has revolutionized the way that we can share learning, share assessment methods and practices, or just gather evidence of competency or capability, or develop skill over time. And that's probably the biggest shift in the last 10 years, I think, has just been the availability of technology, the shift in demographics, and the technology adoption, and the availability of the internet to suit that.